Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine in Flora. So over the last couple days, I've been starting to go through my seed stock to try to get a little bit of a count on what I'm going to need to order for the 2024 growing season. So I thought this was the perfect time to sit down with you guys and show you how I organize and store all of my seeds, because I have quite a lot. So the containers that I use to store my seeds, I get these off of Amazon, and I will link these in the description below. These are called art bins, and these are actually used for scrapbooking. But I find them perfect to organize all of my seeds. So I have the smaller size, which is already divided into 4 compartments. And then I have the larger size, which is divided into 8 compartments. The smaller size, I believe, is just under $20, and the larger size is about $32. So both of them are very economical. And again, I have them linked in the description below. The larger size, I have all of my summer annuals, and then I have 2 of the smaller sizes, and I'm going to go through how I organize everything, but this is my cool flowers, and then the other small size I actually have at home, and that is all of my vegetables. Now, these are really nice for organization. The lid flips open, and you can see there's a handle on the end, so they're really easy to carry around. I store these in a closet so they are not exposed to a lot of light or direct sunlight. And then they also maintain a constant temperature. You don't ever want to store your seeds somewhere where the temperature can really fluctuate and get very warm. You want to have a nice, room temperature or cooler temperature to store your seeds. They will just last longer that way. Again, so the lid flips open, and then it has 4 compartments already in here, and these sections slide out, if you did want to make it one big storage area. But I label my sections. So you can see right on the top here, I have a label. This one says Snapdragons. And so I like to label so I can sort and organize all the different varieties. And the dividers kind of lock into place, and so they're never going to move, so all of your seeds are going to stay right where they're supposed to. So the small container that I have at home, like I said, is my vegetables. So if I remember right, the first section I have stored for tomatoes and peppers, and then it goes into herbs and lettuces, and then I have a section for melons and squash, so like spaghetti squash, cantaloupe, watermelon, and then the last section is things like peas and beans and carrots and broccoli. So it's really easy to organize all of my vegetable seeds. Now, my flower seeds, this smaller bin is all of my cool flowers, so things that I'm starting much earlier in the season. And then the large bin is divided into all of my summer annuals. So I'm going to go through these with you guys to show you all the different varieties and how I organize everything. So we'll start with the cool flowers one first. Like I said, the first section is snapdragons. I tend to grow a lot of varieties of snapdragons, and so it's just really easy for me to keep those in front. They're also one of the earlier things that I start, so real easy access in the front here. The next section of my cool flowers bin is for lisianthus and straw flowers. I don't grow a ton of varieties of straw flowers, but enough that they need their own section with the lisianthus. Lisianthus, I tend to grow a lot more varieties. And actually, if you guys are a member of the group on Facebook, Wholesale for the Small Scale Grower, Jake just did a sale for seeds where you could either order an envelope of seeds, I think for $25, or a box of seeds for $40. So basically, I did the box of seeds for $40. So if you say a pack of seeds is $5, I really should have gotten 8 packets of seeds for, a normal amount of money. I bet I got 50 to 60 packets of seeds. And these were all of the lisianthus seeds that I got. But I got lisianthus, snapdragons, nasturtium, zinnias, wildflower mixes. I mean, there were so many different varieties, but just the lisianthus seeds was worth it. So I am super excited. Oh, there's another one in here. I am super excited to start all of these varieties of lisianthus, which I will probably be doing next week, and I will share that with you guys. All right, sorry, I got off on a tangent there. The next bin of my cool flowers is for yarrow and rudbeckia. I have a lot of different varieties of yarrow that I start each year. Even though it's a perennial in our area, I like to add some new colors every year to the garden. Rudbeckia. I'm cutting back on the varieties that I am starting this year. I think to 3 varieties, which I will go through all of that in my seed video for you guys. But Sahara is the main one I am starting for this year. Really excited for that. And then the last bin of the Cool Flowers bin, or last section of the Cool Flowers bin, is just miscellaneous. So I have, you know, things that maybe I only have 1 or 2 packets of. So just going through here, Nigella, Scabiosa, sweet peas, bachelor's buttons, Ami, calendula. Now calendula I don't grow for cut flowers, but I am growing that as an aphid attractor in the garden, but also to make some salve. Dara, campanula. I have some lavender in here, which I don't think that's technically a cool flower. Corinth, feverfew, just lots of things. So larkspur. So this is the miscellaneous area of the cool flowers. Now I find it very helpful to keep my cool flowers or hardy annuals separate from all of my summer ones because they have a very different seed starting schedule than all of the summer flowers. These are much earlier, so I can access this bin, then I'll put it away, and then I will focus on my summer flowers bin, which let's go through that. So this one you can see is much bigger and has a lot more seeds and varieties in it. Now, if you are new to my channel, I grow cut flowers that I sell for special orders and at my farmer's market. So I like to have a full season of cut flowers, and I like to make it as long as possible through the year for as much income as possible through the year. So my season starts off with daffodils and tulips, things like peonies, anemones, ranunculus. Then it goes into my hardy annuals or cool flowers, and then we get into the summer flowers and dahlias, which gets me all the way into October. So going through all of my summer flowers, which typically I start all of these in late March, mostly April. This first bin is zinnias, and let me just show you. Look at all the packs of zinnia seeds that I have. Like too many. A lot of these I will go through this year. Zinnias is one of the main flowers that I grow for my summer markets. I grow a lot of different varieties, and I also succession plant them. Not that you have to, but there's always that point in the season when you can tell that your zinnia plants start getting tired. And so it's nice to have a crop, even if it was planted only 2 to 3 weeks later, that it is a little fresher and producing more blooms and stronger blooms. So zinnias is one that I start a lot of seeds for. Now I do also direct sow zinnia seeds, but again, I need a lot of zinnia seeds. Okay, so let's go to the next bin here. Celosia gets its own bin. I start a wide variety of celosia, so I like to have its own bin. I do a lot of the Selway series of certain colors and mixes. I also do the Pampas Plume mix, the Flamingo celosia. But last year, I also saved a lot of my own celosia seeds. So I'm going to be growing that this year too, which will be really fun. So the next bin is all fillers. And so I like to keep all of these organized separately because fillers are much different than all of my focal flowers. So in the fillers bin, I have things like Eryngium, Dusty Miller, Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus was an awesome one for me last year for my fall bouquets. I have a few ornamental grasses. I put amaranth in here. I have multiple varieties of cress, which are a really good filler. Bupleurum is an amazing filler for me. And then I have breadseed poppies in here because I'm going to be growing these just for the seed pods. And so that is not really a filler, but more of an accent. I have, well, that's some more cress. There's yellow chamomile. I have some white chamomile that I'm going to be growing for tea. And then I have a few different basils. Basils are not my favorite filler, but I think I am going to try and grow a couple of them this year. Not very much, but just for a little bit of an extra accent to add in. So I have the dark opal basil and then the lemon basil just to try for that. Next bin is dedicated to Status, which I grow a lot of. Status is one of my main fillers that I use. Gomphrena. I love to grow a few different colors of Gomphrena every year just for those accents and bouquets, but also for drying. And then this bin also says asters. Pretty sure I'm giving up on asters. So the label for this bin may have to be changed. All right, next bin is sunflowers, which looks pretty much like my zinnia bin. I can't even lift all of these packets out of here, but let me just tell you, there is a lot. Now, I get most of my sunflower seeds from a company called Sunflower Selections. They have a wonderful variety of seeds. They also are a really great price. So if you have not checked them out, make sure to check out Sunflower Selections. And I grow mainly the Pro-Cut sunflowers. So they're a single stem sunflower. I plant them in successions and they are pollenless. And so when you sell your customers a bouquet, you're not gonna get all of the pollen falling on their kitchen tables. The Pro-Cut orange is a favorite for me. The gold light is a favorite for me. And then I also love the Pro-Cut red and plum for fall bouquets. Okay, so the next bin is actually not even a flower. I store my pumpkin seeds in here. Pumpkins are something that I sell at my farmer's market towards the end of the season. And because this is a market seed for me, I keep it in with my summer flowers. And so once again, I can't even list all of the packets out of here. I have so many varieties of pumpkin seeds. I just did a video on all the varieties of specialty pumpkins that I'm growing for next year, so make sure to watch that. I will also link that in the description below. The pumpkins that I tend to grow for market are the small to medium-sized pumpkins. I don't grow any of the bigger, like jack-o'-lantern pumpkins to sell at markets because they can get those anywhere. And I like to grow the smaller varieties that people can easily throw in a bag that I have at the market and carry them out. So I mainly focus on those, but I have so many wonderful varieties that I'm growing for next year. Whites, yellows, peaches, tans. I'm really excited. So pumpkins get a dedicated bin in the storage area also. 2 bins left. Of course, one of the back bins is a miscellaneous bin. Again, varieties that I grow but don't have a ton of different colors of. So things like stock, cosmos. I have a few poppies in here. I have a copper plume atriplex, pincushion flower, which is mainly the Fama white and the Fama blue. What else do I have in here? A couple eucalyptus, not really a lot. Craspedia, oh, I loved growing the Craspedia last year. That is a must grow for this year. I have a couple phlox, an ornamental kale, oh, and then a couple echinacea. I love growing echinacea for early season blooms because they are a perennial in my area. All right, so the last section in this bin are non-cut flower seeds. So these are things that I grow to attract pollinators, to attract aphids to act as a host plant, and then just other things that I like to grow to kind of fill and make the garden pretty. So hollyhocks, I do not use those as cut flowers, but I really like to have them in the corner of the garden for height. I grow morning glory and the blushing Susie vines to grow on trellises. Again, not things I use as cut flowers. Some people commented last year about morning glory getting very invasive. I grow not the white weed kind that you see growing in fields, but I grow some of the purple varieties that are just grown on a trellis that I pull the end of the season. So again, not invasive in my garden at all. I also have some nasturtium in here, which are really great for my vegetable garden for pollinators. Calendula, again, to host aphids. And then marigolds I put in vegetable gardens to be a pollinator. And then in this bin, I also have a few things that I grow for planters. So I have a lot of different petunia varieties that I fill the planters in the front of my business with. I have some geranium seeds that I grow for planters, and then also specifically the window boxes that are in the front of my business that get shade most of the day. I have celosia seeds in this bin. So lots of different flowers I grow, but not for the cutting flowers. Okay, so that is how I organize all of my seeds by categories and how I store them. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will have a much more detailed video coming up probably in January, listing all of the varieties that I'm specifically growing for cut flowers and then all of the colors within those varieties. So watch for that, because that will be a very detailed video, and I like to share that every single year. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great December. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and stay tuned for a lot more planning videos in January. We'll see you soon.